Turning to other news, investigators believe some of the dead discovered in that mass grave in Ukraine may have been tortured before they were killed. Now, that mass grave with more than 400 bodies was found as Ukrainian forces recaptured territory from Russian troops. Our reporter Julia Chapman is in Kyiv with more. Julia, take us through some of the information that we're getting.
Well, there has been widespread condemnation from world leaders. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy saying the world must respond to what is being discovered in the forest near Izium, where investigators are exhuming bodies right now to establish who these people were and how they came to die. But we have seen a range of reaction already from a number of world leaders, including Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, who called these images horrific and heartbreaking. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said the images coming out of Izium should galvanize support for Ukrainians. Emmanuel Macron, the French president, said that this is evidence of Russian aggression, atrocities committed under Russian occupation. And the European Union issued a statement saying that Russian soldiers left a trail of blood and destruction. The Czech foreign minister today also tweeted, the Czech Republic holds the EU's rotating presidency at the moment. He said that there should be a special international tribunal set up in order to prosecute some of what he says are alleged war crimes in Ukraine, not just in Izium, but in places like Bucha and Irpin, some of the suburbs of Kyiv from which the Russians withdrew, leaving behind them widespread allegations of atrocities carried out at their hands.
Julia, let's talk about Putin and what he has had to say about the Russian setbacks.
He hasn't commented on the situation in Izium, the discoveries that have been made over the last couple of days, but he did finally weigh in on the Russian setbacks, the counteroffensive that Ukraine has been carrying out. He said that the aims of what he calls the so-called special military operation in Ukraine haven't changed. He said they are not subject to amendments, and he insisted that that goal for the Russian armed forces was still to liberate, as he puts it, the Donbas region of eastern Ukraine. But of course, Russian forces have gone much further beyond the limits of the Donbas. They are present in many areas of southern and eastern Ukraine as well. He also suggested that Russia had actually been exercising restraint in some of its responses. Ukraine, over the last couple of weeks, has accused Russia of carrying out strikes on critical infrastructure in retaliation for Ukraine's battlefield successes. President Putin said that they could go further if the situation continues in Ukraine, then there could be a more serious response from Russia.
Reporter Julia Chapman in Kyiv, and we'll be back in just a moment.